Now it's obvious that the Pacers are overwhelmingly underdogs. This is I even think the line is like 9 points for game one right now for them. Pat, if you look at everything that the Thunder have done this year, they're like 84 and like 18. They've just been dominant front to back. There's a couple things that I look at one is one if I'm Denver, I would be extremely pissed right now. Like if we could have just got these niggas, we would have a really, really good chance of being able to steal a championship here. Because if you look at, they're the only ones who gave the Thunder some go. Like they stumped the Grizzlies, they stumped the Minnesota Timberwolves. The Nuggets had them looking over their shoulders. So, is there any way that you could see the Oklahoma City Thunder being down at any point in this series?
No, but for the sake of conversation, I mean, like they do have Rick Carlisle. I do think that Rick Carlisle could, conjure up something. I also think that Rick Carlisle can get you a game. I think this will also be a test for what's his name, Mark Daigneault. I think this will also be a test for Daigneault because I mean, you're literally in the finals against probably what a top 25 coach in the history of the game. So yeah, I think that just because of that, you do have two all-stars. Like yeah, I do. If any game, if it's any scenario that they maybe, I think it's game one, right? You come out, you come out, you win game one, you steal the home court advantage, put the pressure back on the Thunder. I think if there's any point where they could probably be down in the series, is before you settle in, and then it would be game one. But do I think it'll actually happen? 75-25 about that.
Yeah, I'm struggling to envision a world where they can do that. I do think you said game one is very, very key. They either go in there and just steal one, which they've done in these playoffs. They've done it multiple times in these playoffs, being able to steal a game. I think it's going to be a much different beast in Oklahoma City. Now, Tosin, when you look at the way that this team has been put together and just, it was at a point where the Thunder was starting to get jokes. Like, how many draft picks is are they gonna collect? When are you gonna get there? Like and things like that. This is officially the finals built by Paul George. Right? Both of these teams are built off the backs of Paul George. What do you, let's just say they win this NBA championship, would say about the way that Sam Presti built this team and how GMs are going to be looking at this going forward on how to build teams?
I mean, you can't really be Sam Presti. There's only one Sam Presti, right? Like you can try, but you're not Sam Presti. He's been doing this since like 2007, right? Like he's been doing this like trading stuff and like trying to get assets.
Yeah, he's been there since their existence.
Yeah. So like he traded Jeff Green away, if I remember correctly, which is absurd. So yeah, I don't know, man. It's interesting to see just how he's built this team over a long haul, and you can't really imitate that. I mean, they have draft picks. They have kids who are in 8th grade right now they're scouting. So it's a one-on-one thing. So they got really, really blessed that they got Shea, which I still can't believe the Clippers traded Shea that time because we all knew Shea was good, but he's really.
Can I shoot the Clippers some bail real quick?
Yeah, come on, bro.
Right? Yeah. It looks crazy right now.
It does.
We had to make that trade, bro.
2019, fresh off NBA championship, when Kawhi looked like Jesus for about 3 months. And he tells me all.
And don't forget what PG looked like that year as well too. Hold on, and don't forget PG was a top 3. I think that was he was top 3 in voting for the MVP.
The award MVP.
Yeah, I'm tripping. But no, he was. But he was a top 3 that year. So like, nah, you had in retrospect, it looks nuts. But I remember. Because, bro, me, you, and Thomas was all together.
I remember the night, nigga. That was the Zion earthquake night. I remember.
Yeah, they had the earthquake. We were all together. We lost our fucking minds. We saw the trade. We was like, man, fuck them picks and fuck Shea. You got Kawhi and you got PG. Yeah. We was planning the literally. Yes, 6 years later, when you look at who Shea's become and you look at what the Clippers did, it looks nuts. But at the time, nobody was saying that.
Yeah,
funny. And what was funny about that night too is. Well, me and Pappy called the Zion quake because this was, there was about 3 earthquakes that night. And it was Zion's Summer League debut. And the earthquake was so big in LA, they felt it in Vegas.
Yeah.
And this is after we were looking at flights to go back to Chicago for about 2 weeks. I'm like, nigga, I'm not staying. The world's ending. I'm not staying here.
So I thought the fault was breaking.
I legit like I can't even. I've been through millions of earthquakes, but that one, nigga,
Nah, that was different, bro.
it felt like Thor was shaking the crib, bro.
Like
Like
the
it
ground
was.
was rolling like this, and
Yeah,
usually they last for like 5 seconds. That shit was
nah,
like 50.
that was like a minute,
It was
bro.
like a
Like
minute long, bro.
yeah, and a minute is long when you're building the shaking. But that's how I remember that trade that went down that night. But bang, I know this is kind of like this money ball kind of vibe from the movie, like how the A's built that old team. We're only going to use draft picks and things like that. Tulsa says like there's only one Sam Presti, but I do kind of feel like honestly whoever wins this, it's gonna be like some owners gonna be looking like or GMs like, Arturas Carnazovas. I can build a team without spending money like that. What do you feel like this? Because I kind of feel like that conversation might come up.
I mean, it's like what I had said last week. Look at the teams in the 80s and the mid 90s to the mid 90s. Or since Orlando calls me the old nigga since he said what he said on Lotto's Instagram post today. Fuck you, Orlando. um, um from my memories of basketball, I'll start from 89 to 96. Teams was built directly through the draft and some trades. That's what OKC did. They got a trade. They drafted a lot of players. They got a lot of draft capital. They made some good trades. That's how teams used to get built. Simply put, like the Bulls draft hey y'all, don't forget the Bulls drafted Michael Jordan in 1984. They got rid of some niggas. Some of them did cocaine. Some of them was just tough. They drafted Olden Polynice and traded him for Scottie Pippen. In the same draft that they drafted Horace Grant. They already had John Paxson. They signed him from the San Antonio Spurs. They started to build their bench. They eventually got better than the Detroit Pistons.
The greatest coach of all time was an assistant coach in like wherever he was. Yeah.
And he was assistant coach. Even look at some of the teams that did not win a title, but was cold. The Cleveland Cavaliers. They drafted Mark Price. They drafted Brad Doherty. They got Larry Nance in a trade from the Phoenix Suns. They developed the bench. They had John Hot Rod Williams in that bench. They thought that Gerald Wilkins would be the Michael Jordan stopper. It didn't work out. But teams used to draft players, get some quality free agents from the bench, develop them. This ain't money. It ain't money ball. It's the way we old niggas like me are used to seeing teams built. That's how the Pacers was built. They could have, Miles Turner should have been traded 5 times.
Oh, gee, nobody escaped the trade block like Miles Turner. He was on the trade block every single year, bro.
He's on the Lakers for 5 years.
Yeah.
Wait, has his locks even grown since then?
I don't know.
It
His Lego collection
way.
did. His Lego collection did, though.
He got the same locks as DL Hughley.
Man. I can't say nothing. Because of work purposes, I can't say shit. But, like, that's how teams used to get drafted. I mean, how they used to get built through the draft and through free agency and not big-ass moves. In 1996, when the CBA was signed and they got all of them big-ass deals, that's when things started to change. Everybody started getting 100. You remember, the Miami Heat tried to sign Juwan Howard and Alonzo Mourning to $100 million deal. Like, they were like, yo, we got money, we'll be able to give it. The second and third apron, as y'all be talking about, like, that just brings shit back to the essence. I've said on this show many a times, when this shit changed, when this shit happened, real coaching and real GM hours is back. That's what this is. And that's why you see the that's why you see
niggas gotta actually do their jobs now.
Yeah, they do their jobs. Like, Rick Carlisle is probably the best coach in the playoffs. And the OKC coach ain't far behind him. This team was built by drafts and one of the stupidest trades in NBA history by the Sacramento Kings. That's what happened. It wasn't no, I'm about to sign all of these players and then go sign some booty players and some old niggas who want to chase a ring. No, it was by development. And that's why I like this series. This series is built off of growth and development.
The GE NBA Finals. So let's just get into our NBA Finals picks. By the way, Arturas Counter took the Flower Boy Patrick Williams over Tyrese Halliburton before Sacramento traded away. Let's not forget that. Okay.
Real quick, let me just explain real quick how mad I was. When that fourth pick came, I think I might have texted you. I texted a couple other people, but I know I texted a whole bunch of people like, yo, we finally about to get a point guard. Tyrese Halliburton to the Bulls, book it. Because it was also rumors that that's who they wanted.
It was you and Lotto. Lotto told me all that. Tyrese Halliburton.
And them niggas said Pat Williams, and I was like, the flower nigga?
That was the flower nigga was the nigga said that all day.
That's Kawhi's fault.
Right.
It was.
Kawhi fault.
Niggas thought that new Kawhi. But let's get to our picks, man. We got to do soccer for dummies in just a couple minutes. But picks 2025 NBA Finals, man. I want to see a world where this goes to 6 or 7 games. I just can't see it. I think this is going to be, I'm going to say a generous sweep. Out of respect for the Pacers' run here, I'm going to give them 1 game. But it would not surprise me if June 16th is our final show until the next season. Because that's just really, really what I feel like this is going to be. I think this is going to be, they're running. One thing that I'll say that drove me up a wall in the Eastern Conference Finals, the Pacers played a stupid brand of basketball that the Knicks weren't able to capitalize on. I know we get mad at the Celtics and the way they shoot threes, but nigga, the way that the Pacers shoot threes make me want to put a bullet in my head. And I just don't think a team that is as defensively sound as the Oklahoma City Thunder are going to be able to let them get away with that. Now, I think that Nesmith, his ankle injury, he hasn't looked right since he hurt it. That's going to be a big issue. But the number one thing here is going to be way too much Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. And he is on a crazy run. Only Allen Iverson and Michael Jordan have put up the numbers that he's put up in the MVP season. I got Thunder in 5, man. They're going to have them a nice parade. Niggas is going to go to TGI Fridays for the after party. And they're going to enjoy themselves out there. But I got Thunder in 5. Pappy, how you got this going?
I got Thunder in 5. I think that the Thunder will probably shoot bad one game and like OKC. I mean not OKC, but the Pacers will get it off the glass and I don't know when they'll do some random like when the Thunder lost ball and points to the grit to the not to Grizzlies but to the T-Wolves. But I can't see it going more than 5. I could be wrong. I would love to be wrong, but I can't see it going more than 5. I could actually see it being a sweep. I just think that the way people play basketball these days, sometimes you're going to miss so many shots that you're probably just going to lose a game. But yeah, I got Thunder at 5.
Tosin, how you got this going?
I got the Thunder at 5 too. I mean, the Knicks should have won game 1, but they were being dumb as well. So I think the Pacers have just skated by because everybody else is being dumb, but the Thunder is not dumb. And unfortunately for them, the Thunder match up very well with them. And good luck next year, I guess.
The Knicks would have lost in 5 too, but at least niggas would have been able to be in New York. Bang. Well, how you got this series going?
The Thunder match up with the Pacers very well twice. You can put damn near any lineup up, and they match up well with the. There's not a lineup that the Pacers can put on the floor that make me go, oh man, hey, maybe. So no, I got OKC in 4, and in fact, if OKC plays the way that I believe OKC can play, I don't think these 4 games will be close. I think the first game might be close because, hey, I've been 1 for 1 for this too.
No, I'm saying because I agree with you.
But I don't think like for real. I think people should complain about how uncompetitive this series can be, and simply because of one person that I've been talking about for the last couple of shows, Lou Dort. If Tyrese Halliburton had that regular ass game after his best game of all, he's not gonna have that shit. Just put Lou Dort ass on Tyrese Halliburton, and the whole offense shuts the fuck down. That's it. OKC in 4. I would be shocked and surprised if they don't win each game by more than 10. That's how much I feel about the OKC Thunder. This is a dominant team against teams like this. And the only way they get a game, the only way OKC gets a game is because of their coach. Rick Carlisle is a game in this series because he could potentially out coach OKC. But
This
I'm
is gonna be
4.
It's gonna be Cavs, Spurs, Lakers, Nets type.
Oh
man.
no, Cavs Spurs was actually closer than what you remember.
Okay, that's true. That's true.
Closer than what you remember.
No, hold on. Game 3 and 4 were close. They got their head cracked in games 1 and 2 in San Antonio.
I mean, okay.
Catch I'm Not Gonna Hold You, hosted by Scott Lewis, every Monday and Friday at 5 p.m. Eastern, 2 p.m. Pacific, only on HMB Media and the Barbershop Network.